Sabi, welcome to the Max Plays Padel podcast. I want to say thank you, first of all, for taking the time. I'm excited to have this conversation with you because there's a lot of things that we're going to be discussing. First thing I wanted to start you off with, what's your first memory of Padel?
I think the first class I ever had in Padel was in Padel Pro with Martin Nochese.
Yep.
So it was the first time ever I have a Padel class. And the first very thing he taught me was the smash.
And that's why your smash
And
is so
it
great.
was so good only in that class. I didn't miss anything. I didn't miss a single smash at that time. And all the balls were out. Everything was good. And I didn't understand how great it was. I thought like this is part of Padel. And I think that was the last time ever like I was so accurate with smashes. After that,
When was
all
this?
AC.
When was this?
It was in 2019.
Okay, so we're going on 5 years now.
Yeah, so like it's been 5 years now playing Padel. So
But how did you hear about it?
my friend actually told me, let's try to play Padel. And I said, why not? Let's go and try. And I was in a time where I'm looking for a hobby. I tried a lot of stuff to look for a hobby, something outside work. I tried many things. But when I tried Padel, I understood the meaning of having a hobby.
What other hobbies did you try?
I tried a lot of stuff. I tried from playing an instrument like piano, guitar. I tried badminton, table tennis. I tried a lot of stuff. I tried even to do some safari car driving, something to feel like I want to wake up in the morning to feel excited about. But every time I try new stuff, I don't continue.
Yeah.
I just reach a point where I'm not excited anymore to play or to continue. When I started playing Padel, and then I wake up in the morning, I feel my game is at 4 or at 5. From the morning, I'm preparing for it. I'm excited to go. I'm excited about the waiting to play.
Until now?
Until today, yeah.
Really?
Yes.
But why do you think Padel stuck with you, but not badminton, table tennis, or other racket sports?
I think it's not necessarily the game. The game itself, it's amazing because it has a lot of elements like social part, the competitive part. When you start playing, you feel like you are good in it from day one. And then you want to do more. You want to grow more. And then you find that growing in Padel is extremely complicated. So that competition, that's a growth, that's the joy, that every game there is a drama from it. And that's one side. The other side is you as a person, because I like this game. And there are other people, maybe I don't know them, but maybe there's some people tried the game, I didn't like it, which is, you understand this, it's okay.
They can play pickleball.
Pickleball, for example. My wife didn't like Padel, for
Really?
example. Yeah.
And you guys are still married, that's unbelievable.
Yes.
With a beautiful child as well.
Let's remove this
Yeah,
my
let's
wife
remove
part, okay? My wife, she likes to play Padel.
She loves it.
Yeah.
And so when you started playing in 2019, obviously that was when it was the first clubs in Dubai, right? There weren't many at the time.
There was, at that time, no indoor clubs at that time. So the only club we were playing in, it was Padel Pro, outdoor. So, and I think when I started, it was July, also August. It was a disaster, like to play at 5 or being called for a match at 4 when the degree outside is like 50 and the humidity is 1 million. You can see fish in the sky. So it's like, it was like this, but this did not stop me from going and playing every day.
Yeah, that's when you know it's really a hobby, when you're willing to go outside in the
Yes.
summer to play Padel in Dubai.
I think even in winter, it's very nice to play outside. Like it's fresh, it's good. Enjoying the lobes, the high lobes. In summer, it's a very big challenge.
Yeah.
Like it's
I mean,
impossible.
I remember I would coach at like 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning in the summer.
Yes, I used to
And
do
the glass was soaked. It was completely wet, so the ball would hit the glass, it would just drop.
That was not my problem, actually. It was waking up at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. I will never do it again.
Yeah.
So I didn't see the glass at that time because I couldn't see anything.
Do you still play outdoors?
No. I enjoy playing indoors big time. I don't like to play outdoor.
Why?
Even if the weather is nice, I don't like. It's just because it's easier to play indoor. Outdoor, you have a lot of variables, or I don't know what you call it. You have like the lights, you have the wind, you have the... Another thing is like, because Dubai, usually the weather is dusty. So when you go play outdoor, you go with your, take care of what you're wearing. You have your black bag and you put it and all dirty stuff. So I don't like. It's a little, like it's also dirty. The dust and thing. I enjoy playing indoor. Like, look, so beautiful. We can even make an interview in the
It's
court.
true, yeah. You can sit on the court and have a chat.
Under the AC, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of the perfect conditions, isn't it? I mean, personally, I like playing outdoors. I don't know if it's because I'm European and we just like being outdoors all the time. And I love the ability to be able to hit lobs at like 50 meters in the sky. It's like a cheated game of paddle.
Yes, it's easier. And also, by the way, handling the high lobs, it's very difficult. You get the ball high, you cannot just say like, I want to hit bandeja or I want to hit smash. There is a way to handle this high lob. So I remember the last outdoor game I played, it was in Sharjah Asia Championship. Oh my God. We played against the Australians and they didn't give us any single volley, no volleys, no nothing. They just give us a lobs that you don't see the ball in the sky. At some stage, like the ball went up and a bird came down. It's like, it was like so bad, we couldn't do anything with it.
This
So
you were competing
frustrating.
for Jordan, right? You were representing Jordan in that event.
Yes, I was like Jordan against our chance. We played against Australia, the first game.
They won it, right?
Yes, it's the level difference between Australia and everyone else was like so high. You cannot beat them. It's just different game.
Yeah.
Different level. And unfortunately, we played against them from the group, from the first game.
That's an unlucky draw.
Yeah.
So obviously 5 years ago, you started getting into paddle. And moving on to when you started WeCourts, which is what we're going to discuss, and great initiative that you had for the paddle community. When did you start WeCourts and what was the idea behind it?
Well, it's playing Padel is not only about playing matches. Tournaments, playing tournaments is a big part of playing Padel because it's the easy matchmaking, let's call it like this way, and people seeking to see like how they are growing in the sport. So how you can see that you're growing, you go play tournaments. So that's the natural way. You play, you train, and then you want to see, did you improve or no in the tournament? So I was checking every day to know about the upcoming tournaments. We have to follow everyone on Instagram. And you have to check stories every day to see the tournaments happening next week or this week. And then you have to take a screenshot because the stories are for 24 hours. So what I started doing, I started adding the tournaments I'm interested to play in my calendar so that I will not lose, I don't need to check Instagram all the time. And then I say, why I cannot just make a website? I create websites since I remember myself. It's very easy for me. And I said, why not to create a website? It's a calendar. It has all the upcoming, all the tournaments in UAE for me.
So it started from a personal interest.
Yeah, because it's a problem for me. I want to solve it. And I say, and I believe it will help everyone. And then I created a website in 2 weeks. That was WeCourts.com. I used some solutions for calendar. And I started adding myself the tournaments I find on WeCourts, on Instagram, and on the website. And it didn't take so much. Now it's become like, I hear it from everyone that the tournaments must be on WeCourts to know about it.
Yeah.
So you can see on Instagram a story about a tournament. Okay, here we go. But you are not worried. You know that it's on WeCourts.
Yeah, I mean, it has become a reference. And I don't play tournaments. I don't enjoy playing tournaments. But I use it from a club perspective. So when I want to schedule a tournament, let's say for Padel Art, the first thing I do is I go to WeCourts.com and I check if there are any tournaments scheduled on that date to avoid conflicting with other clubs. Because you have weekends where 10 different clubs are having tournaments at the same time.
A lot of people also do it. A lot of organizers also do this. They go and they see where the empty slots. But there is a problem with it, you know, because many organizers, they organize tournaments just a couple of days before the tournament. So you will always have it. But for the tournaments that ahead of time you plan it, it's good.
Yeah.
because people are preparing for it. You have time to get registrations. And so yeah, this is benefit. And also for players, even for players coming from outside UAE, they don't follow anyone on Instagram. They don't know, for example, Padel Society. They don't know WeCourts. They just check on Google tournaments in UAE. They see WeCourts calendar.
Oh, you're at the top with the SEO.
Yes.
Nice.
So that's how they check, and they see the upcoming tournaments in UAE, and they sign up for events.
And you can sign up through WeCourts, or is that coming?
That's right now on WeCourts. You contact the organizer directly.
Right.
But that's the upcoming thing. We have a WeCourts mobile app. It's a mobile app that have been working on it for 1 year, almost 1 year and a half. I don't have experience building mobile apps. My experience is related to web applications, which is like I started ShortPoint as a company in 2013 in Dubai. It's a websites design platform. And so it's all about web. But when I started doing the mobile app, it's completely different.
Right.
Yeah, and I thought like I can work with mobile app development companies. It was a disaster.
Really?
It was a disaster. It's I'm an IT guy. I know myself, I'm expert in this field. So I can talk to technical people. But then when I look for companies, so mobile app development companies that I want to start working with, I do the best homework to find the best company to work with. And the best company you work with is the person you're talking to, who's usually is the owner of the company or the CEO. But then when you start working on a project, the new team members, they come. You are not working with the CEO, you're working with their team. And I failed 2 times. I wasted a lot of money. 8 months of work went to the garbage because of this. And then, the first mobile app attempt failed. The second one also failed. And then I said, okay, I need to hire someone full-time. So I looked for low budget because I spent a lot of money and I wasted a lot of money. I didn't have enough budget anymore. So I start looking for part-time or someone work with me part-time. Also wasted a lot of time because...
But what was the issues that you faced? Is it their lack of knowledge about paddle, or is it... what is it?
It's, first of all, these people you're working with, they don't believe in your vision. They are not passionate about what you are doing. They care about the paper hour. So the tasks they want to finish, they have 10 tasks, I need to finish them. But for example, if they find issues during the time, if they find like these things might not work, they will still do it because they say you provided them with this requirement.
Right.
For them, they will win extra hours when you ask them for a change.
To do double the work, basically.
Yes. So for them, all the time, it was about getting more hours of you. And then the quality of the work is just garbage. You cannot control it. And I cannot handle everything. I need to hire people to help me. So it's bad. And plus, I don't have the knowledge in mobile app development. So if you have a knowledge in mobile app development, you can work with the mobile app development companies because you can see what they are working on and give them feedback and you can manage them. But if you don't have experience in this at all, it will fail 100%.
But why do you think WeCourts needed an app? Why not just keep it as a web page?
Because the long vision of WeCourts is not just listing the tournaments. It's the registration, the tournament management software, the matchmaking, the rating system, getting notified when you have a match, and a lot of stuff. Another thing, the concept of your paddle play and tournament and matches in your pocket is fancy stuff also.
Yeah.
It's like you have it on your mobile app and not just on the website. And many features you have it on the website, not possible to have, there are features not possible to have it on the website. When the mobile, it will become easier and more seamless and better user experience.
Because I mean, obviously when we started the Padel outlet, we were looking at creating an app for the retail and for the online e-commerce side, but we decided to go against it because we didn't think it was necessary. But then I guess what you're doing is different, right? This is something that people might be using on a daily, weekly basis, the push notifications. For retail, people are buying from us maybe once a month or something like that. It's not necessary to have it in an app for e-commerce at our scale.
Exactly. And plus, when you go to that website, you go one time, look for stuff, pay.
Yeah.
You're done. But on WeCourts, you will use it every day. It's your schedule, it's your matches, it's your training. You will find the coaches you want to train with. You will see your schedule throughout the week. Where upcoming matches you have, upcoming tournaments. You will track your progress, the winning, the losses you have, the progress. Follow other players to see their progress as well. A lot of stuff I have we have in the plan for WeCourts.
Yeah.
And now we reached a very advanced stage on WeCourts app that we are going to submit it to App Store in August. Now,
Fingers crossed.
yes, it's Apple rejected the app 12 times already. So it's
Maybe
just
Apple
another
doesn't-
problem.
I think
Like after
Apple
I
has an
finished
agenda for pickleball.
with 2 companies, and then I had a freelancer also failed with that guy. I went again, and I have now WeCourts is a company. We have a staff of 9 people. I have 2 full-time mobile app developers, 2 back-end. I have market, like it's a full company now. I'm going all the way in with this. This is how much I believe in it.
Yeah. Are you running this as a business or are you running this as a hobby?
Well, first of all, it will be a dream for me to play the game I love, and also it will become my work. It cannot be better than this. So of course, I want to make it as at some point to be. This is what I do this is what I do for life. I play Padel and I work Padel and I live Padel and I sleep Padel, everything.
That's what I do, and it's great. I love
So
it.
it's amazing. So why not? But right now, what I'm working with WeCourts is first to make it solve a problem, to make it something players will appreciate, they will use it, and then of course this will become a successful business, because you need to make it a successful business to continue growing and renovating. So I'm not worried about that. It will become a very successful business for sure. Like there is no
I
way.
agree with you, and I think you're already solving a problem with the calendar and the tournaments. You've put that all into one place. That's great. But now I want to dive into the next step of it, and one that you're working on a lot and you've put a lot of hours into, which is the WPPR. So can you tell us what is WPPR? What's the plan
Yes.
and why?
So WPPR, WeCourts Padel Player Rating System. So it's a system that rates players based on their tournament matches performance. Now the idea from it started from WeCourts itself. We are promoting tournaments, and then we want to help organizing tournaments and make a tournament registration, the management, everything seamless. We cannot do it if there is no rating for players. But it didn't start from there. Actually, the WPPR did not start because of WeCourts or anything. It's from a personal frustration. Like, let's call it like this way. It's something I couldn't sleep at night. It was something frustrating me almost daily basis, that tournaments are not fair. Let's make it like this. You go to the tournaments, not me, just me. I see players, they go play beginners tournaments, and I see high-level players going to beginners tournaments. I see tournaments C level or open C. The same players have been winning the open C tournaments for the past 1.5 years. I see players, they have a record of more than 100 open C tournaments. There are players like this. Like, I see complaints about everyone, every single tournament. People are frustrated. There are players, they are frustrated. It's just and there is nothing, no solution for it, nothing. There is no one is doing anything to fix this problem. I can see that the organizers and clubs, they are trying to fix it, but whatever they are trying to do, it will fix their tournaments.
Yeah.
But it's not going to fix the tournaments in the community.
And even then, it's subjective, right? It's if I'm organizing a tournament and I say this person is not sea level, it's my opinion.
Yes.
There's no data.
That's also big thing, because when I see, like, okay, how can you rate players? And I see the standard is there is a self-questions you ask people, and we as a humans, we cannot rate ourselves. You cannot evaluate yourself, period. Like maybe you will evaluate yourself higher than what you are, or maybe you will evaluate yourself lower than you are. You cannot evaluate yourself. And for example, platforms like Playtomic, their entire rating system is based on the self-evaluation. That's how you can get your initial rating in Playtomic, which that's why it doesn't work. Because I remember when I went to Spain to do like a week training in Spain. And they told me to play Padel in Spain, you have to have a Playtomic account. So I started the process, create a Playtomic account. Playtomic started asking me questions. Before I answer the questions, I went to Google. What is the best answers to give Playtomic to get a high rating? And then I answered exactly how Google told me, and I got rating 5. I was playing with LeBron, with Tapia, with Chincoto in Spain. I had 1 year experience in Padel. I'm below beginner level, and I destroyed Padel in Spain. I was damaging the matches there, but I had fun. And at that time, that was in 2020, my rating in Playtomic is 5. I didn't use it since that time, and my rating today is 4.9.
So it hasn't changed.
No.
And even based on the results of the matches that you must have lost, it didn't change.
It will change, but I mean, doesn't make sense. First of all, it doesn't make sense that my rating is 5. Let's start it from there. And it doesn't make sense like from that time until today, my rating is 4.9. So it doesn't work. And then I see how rating system, I didn't find a way away from people evaluate themselves or do like skills assessment sessions, which also I believe it doesn't work. Because if you invite me for a self-assessment session in your court, I come, I'm in in the training, I am Tapia level. But put me in a match, put me in a tournament, it's completely different.
Yeah.
So in the self-assessment, I might give you the best Vibora, the best Bandeja, the best everything. But in the matches, I'm completely different.
It's true. That's how we assess in Padel. It is, you come for the session, there's 4, 6 people, we do some drills, you play like mini matches, and we try to assess you. And it's not an exact science, right? It's not going to be accurate.
Absolutely. And not just this, it's a lot of work from the club to get. And also, how many people are interested to go to do self-assessment? How many players? They are actually interested to go do self-assessment. Maybe the beginners, yes, because they want to start. They want to, okay, they don't know anything. But when players reach from beginners level to intermediate and advanced, it's impossible to get them into self-assessment. I don't believe they will be going to this self-assessment sessions. So, and I want to give you another thing. If you put 5 coaches looking at me while playing, every coach will give different rating for me.
It's true.
So it was a dilemma. It was not, because I wanted to fix this problem. When it took me so long, like very long time, I'm just thinking about it, not able to come up with a solution until I digged into pickleball in the US. I said, pickleball is a growing sport in the US. US has a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of tech companies, I don't know what, and it's a massive market. So let me see. Pickleball is a similar sport to Padel. So let me see how they do rating, how they rate players, how the clubs solve this problem. And then when I was searching for in the US, I found out that they have a system to rate players based on tournament matches. And then I checked that system. It's exploding. Everyone is using it. They receive results of tournaments, matches. They receive in their system, and they give rating to people based on your performance in the matches.
So how are they receiving this data?
From the clubs and partners. That's it. They receive the results from clubs and partners. And then they add to the system, and they have a formula, I don't know what, and they give you rating. After like maybe 10, 20, or 30 matches, they can reach for you an accurate pickleball rating. And right now, they reached a level that they are the definitive rating player for pickleball in the US. Even the top players are rated there. They look at their rating. And it's rating, not ranking. So there is a big difference here. It's not like the more tournaments you win, the better points you get, the higher rating you get. No, no, no. It's not like that. It's about your true level. If you beat players that are stronger than you, your rating will go up. But if you beat players similar to your level, their changing in the rating will not be significant. It will be very minor, just to.
So it's an algorithm.
It's a lot of algorithms. So when I saw that idea, it's crazy, because I saw like, first of all, I don't need to ask players to create accounts. I don't need to talk to players. I don't need to talk even to clubs to change the systems they are working on. And then I started thinking about how can I make something better than pickleball in the US. Pickleball in the US, they had a problem of collecting results because they forced the clubs to add the results themselves. And it was very difficult. So that's where the idea of WPPR came. I said, I want to go and talk to clubs, get the results from the clubs in any format. Images, handwritten notes, Excel sheets. Even if they have a system, it doesn't matter.
That must be a nightmare for data processing.
Yes. So, but the thing is, I have a great team. Also, my partner, he's a data scientist. So before I go, I asked them, is it possible? Is it possible to do this? And then I was surprised the amount of work, first of all, here, but the creativity in solutions and also using AI. It's interesting. Like, for example, when we receive the data, we have an AI engine right now that can extract from images, from Excel sheets. It can understand so many type of results, and it will translate it into our Excel format of matches. First name, last name of every player, and every match, what is the score? And then this goes into another system. We call it ETL system. It's the system that translates this Excel into an actual clean record in our database. It goes through a lot of stages, from checking the name similarities, merging accounts. For example, Muhammad Al-Meheri, this guy makes a lot of problems for us in the system because his name is written in almost 12 different ways. Muhammad, Mahmoud, I don't know, Meheri in like 12 ways. So the system has to be intelligent enough to understand that this name is for Muhammad Al-Meheri. This is his name in the passport. So this goes into a lot of people. Your name is easy. There is no way to make a problem with your name.
I'm the only one.
Except sometimes they put it CK, only K and without C. This is an easy problem. Other problems like Abdullah Ahli. There are two players in UAE. They play tournaments, and their name is Abdullah Ahli. One of them, he plays like the Open Sea tournaments, sea level, and you have Abdullah Ahli, the top Emirati player. So the system has also to understand how can I differentiate.
How does it differentiate that?
It understands that based on the partner. It understands that this player is playing usually with these people. So definitely this is not Abdullah Ahli, the national team player. This is the other Abdullah Ahli. So the system can also understand your usual partners.
And I guess the long-term vision would then each player would have like a user ID, and you would use
That's the beauty. Once we launch WeCourts mobile app, you can, when you register on a mobile app, you add your mobile number, and it will ask you a question. Have you played a tournament in UAE before? Yes. Search for your name. So you look up for your name, and then you see, okay, Max. Oh, there is an account for me. You click on Max, and then you see matches. Yes, these are the matches I played. You have a big button here called This Is Me. So once you click This Is Me, now you have access to your account. You can edit your name, your nationality, update your photo, and this is how it will work.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people ask me, what if somebody else took my account? Yes, it's a possibility. It is a possibility someone else took your account. Once you click This Is Me, if somebody took your account, let's say by mistake, it will tell you someone took this account. Do you believe there is a problem? Contact support. We will fix it.
Yeah.
But people say, like, why don't you get an IDs? I cannot go to all the clubs today and tell them, when you give me the results, make sure you have an ID in the results. It doesn't work because there is no ID. They only have the first name and last name. I'm trying to fix the problem step by step. Eventually, tournaments will be managed the idea to have a one solution for tournament registration, management, to draw, everything on WeCourts, payments, you know? So this is long term. But right now, the biggest problem that stopped Padel from growing is rating players.
It's true. I agree 100% with
That's
you.
more important than even any system. Like, it has to work. That's why WeCourts Padel player rating system is free today and free forever for everyone. So even the scores we are receiving, anyone can send us the scores. We add to the tournament, to the system, so that we can give a rating for people. And maybe by the time you will publish this interview, already WPPR will be live on the web. So
I mean, definitely, I'll put a link anyway to the website for WeCourts and for WPPR.
WPPR should be launched now in a couple of days. We are still solving the last issues with the names. Is the most complicated issue.
I mean, I think you're solving a huge issue, and it has been killing paddle, at least tournaments in the UAE, I'd say for the past year at least, where you know who's going to win the tournaments, right? A lot of people are not playing tournaments anymore because they've been put off by people sandbagging and joining tournaments that are way below their level. But do you think the issue with that is also to do with the prize money that's involved in these tournaments, in low-level tournaments?
Well, I think like prize money should not be the only motivation for players to play tournaments. But right now, it is the only motivation.
Yeah.
Because you don't have a place to say like a ranking. For example, FIP tournaments. You want to go play the tournament, even if there is no prize money, because you care about your global standing. You want to get points. You want to go up. So there is no prize money, but you go play.
Yeah.
So UEPA is the same thing. For example, they have a ranking. So you have to play UEPA tournaments if you want to stay in the top 10 or top 30. So ranking is there. But now we're talking about the tournaments that happen on weekly basis. There is no ranking here. It's just a tournament. So what is the motivation for players? Is the medal. For me, is the medal. Like, I want the medal to show my kid so that he can be, in the future, he can be inspired by his dad. So for me, is the medal. For others, yeah, why not to have a prize money? There is no problem, but it should not be the only motivation. Another thing, I think with the prize money, right now, the clubs are forced to put a prize money, because if they don't put a prize money, people will not come. So
we've encountered that issue because I'm against putting prize money in anything that's not an open category because, like I said, I feel it has poisoned the atmosphere.
yes,
So we've tried to push with vouchers, prizes, all kinds of things from different partners. And it's true, the motivation for people to join tournaments is not there. Even though most people who play paddle in the UAE do not need 2,000 dirhams or even 5,000 dirhams. They're pretty well off.
But that's why what I'm trying to fix this by providing the players with another motivation. For example, if I know that that tournament will impact my rating on WPPR, I want to go play because I want to improve my rating on WPPR. I want to see my level.
Yeah.
I want to track my progress. I want to see if I'm growing or not. So I think once we have a place for the whole community to see the players, their rating, and also we can include ranking, like who are the top 10 players in UAE? Who are the top 10 C+ players? Who are the top B players? Who's the strongest coach? I don't know, like something like this. So there will be rating plus ranking, a platform for people to see their progress in Padel. A global place for them to have a recognition also. It's good. I hear it from people, we didn't launch WPPR yet, and I hear from players that they started the training and taking tournaments so seriously because they want their profile to be good.
I think you've done something that no one has ever managed to do in paddle in the UAE, is you've created something that everybody agrees on.
Yes.
Everybody supports what you're trying to do, and that is not the case for anything in the paddle in this part of the world.
I think that's the main reason for it is first, I'm doing it based on a problem I'm facing, and I know how to create products. So so I can connect solving a problem with technology. Another thing, I know everyone in the community,
and everyone knows you.
Yes, and then I find like before I started building in it, I met with you, even before even start thinking about investing in it. I met with you, I met with other people who are like, I trust their also feedback. And then you are telling me, yes, this is a good solution. Why not to try? Another telling me, yes, it will work. I didn't hear from anyone that there is a problem or against it. So that's give me also some additional motivation that this can work and people can buy in.
I honestly didn't see how you could make it work. I was
Yes.
I had a lot of doubt on the feasibility of it. Like the idea, yes, 100%, but how you were going to implement that. And the issue I saw for you doing this was going to be how are you going to get the clubs and the tournament organizers to give you this data?
Oh my God, that's what something also was for me beyond impossible. Like, how can I tell you to get results, to give me results? So, but surprisingly, I saw that the problem with the organizers who organize a lot of tournaments is so huge. Like organizers, they actually call me like twice a week just to complain. Imagine, like, I thought that the problem is with players, but the organizers, they are suffering more than the players.
Because they get the blame.
They got the blame. They don't want, I know a lot of organizers I talk to, they actually make the tournaments because they love Padel. They love to make tournaments. They love to make people happy in their events.
And it's not easy.
It's not easy. And then they get complaints all the time. I hear other organizers in beginners and in C category, they actually disqualify people more, like a lot on weekly basis. They are actually doing their work to find these people that they are not good in this.
Yeah,
Store.
and then you get complaints, you get bad reviews, you get all kinds of things when you start doing it.
They are helping me. They start sending me results. I started asking the clubs to send me results in 1st of June. In 1 month, in the system, we have 3,000 matches. I couldn't believe it. Today, we are crossing the 6,000 matches. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that we can actually reach this stage of having all of the... Actually, we have so much results right now that I don't need more results to go live. I see that now in WPPR, we don't need a lot of results to impact your rating. Khalas, the rating is there. Now we are getting results just to have your profile, to have your matches, the matches you played. Not all the matches will have a rating impact for you, which what we want. Like, and then players will see their profiles.
So how many players do you currently have rated?
2,600 players in the system. And this is, in the first launch, it will be 1,500. You will see their rating. They reached an accurate rating. And then stage 2, you will have another 2,000 coming up. Why? Because the new players playing tournaments, they will have an initial rating. So if the match, there are 3 players, they have a WPPR rating, and 1 player doesn't have a rating, he will have an initial rating. So we need more matches for this player to reach an accurate rating.
Right.
So first launch, I will make sure we will have a rating for only the people who reached an accurate rating. And the players who still their rating in progress, we will not show their rating. Just, I think, next stage, in the following month, we will push the more players.
How many players do you think there are in the UAE?
Well, in the system, which I can, the people who played tournaments this year, we have more than 4,000.
Okay.
4,000 of the people played tournaments this year, and the organizers send us the results. So I think we have a lot, like we have maybe more than 10,000.
Yeah.
The people who play tournaments. But the people who play Padel, I don't know. I don't know. This is a big number. I don't know about it yet.
So let's take, for example, once you release this rating and you're going to have players like, let's say me, I don't play tournaments. How is my level going to be defined?
Yes, this is good because this is next thing. Now, the first thing is tournaments. The next thing is matches. So you can, as a player, add your score in WeCourts. So you can go and add a score, and then you add yourself and add the players, and you can get a rating.
Just from a normal match?
Any match,
okay.
Yes. It will give you a rating. It will help players who doesn't have rating to start having rating. Also, you can, we are thinking also like you can go to our partner clubs, you go to the reception, say, I want to record the match. So the organizers or in the club, they will have an iPad or something, they record your match. So Another thing we are introducing on WeCourts, we have WPPR social play. So it's a tournament that will not have, all the scores will be recorded, but it will not impact your rating.
Okay.
It will give you a rating. But for example, I can go to play this Padel Art, organize a tournament, and they call this WPPR verified social play. I have a rating in UAE. I care about my rating so much. I'm not worried to play your tournament. I will go play your tournament with a low-level player because I know playing this tournament will not impact my rating.
Okay.
But it will help my partner who doesn't have any rating to get rated.
Right, makes sense.
Because he played with me, because I have a rating. So that's called social play. So it will be good. Why I'm doing this also, because I hear from players when I start showing them their profiles, they are not so much interested in the rating change. They want to see all their matches in the profile. They are interested to see like, okay, I played with this, I played there, I played here, this was my score. They care about showing their win and loss percentage. They want to see all the matches. And it will help rate all the new players.
And let's say I disagree. I see my rating and I'm like, Sami, this is ridiculous. This is not my level.
You can't say this. If you see like it's the rating in the system is not your level, there is actually a button called complain or raise a support, because 100% WPPR first launch will have issues. There will be rating issues. I did a homework of checking every person manually to see what are the rating, how the system is giving this player rating, and still I cannot rate people, you know. But we have to launch it, and then have a platform for the community to complain, so we can fix it in the system. So the first launch, it will be so clear to the community, I need your help finding issues with the system. Because my vision is with this is to be the world's most accurate paddle rating system.
I mean, you talk about the world. I mean, obviously you're starting this in the UAE. Are you planning to open this to the rest of the GCC? I mean,
Yeah.
around the world? Like, what's the vision?
Well, for me, the vision is to be the world's most accurate paddle rating system. That's number one, and to be the definitive rating
So instead of
system for
WeCourts
every.
paddle player rating, it'll be World Paddle.
It should be like, this is obviously, and I will tell you even more, I want to see WPPR logo in the finals in Premier Padel one day. I want to see it under the court. It's like to see, like, even for the top level players to have also rating is something I want to have.
That would be amazing.
It's like, okay, LeBron, I don't know, Galan, they can see their ranking, but I'm interested to know who's the strongest player. Not the best player in the current tour.
Not based on points.
The tour is like, yeah, the more they play. For example, if Coelho and Tapia, they missed one tour, Galan and Cincoto, they might become number one. So that's ranking. But I want to know who's the strongest player. I personally believe Galan is the strongest player. Strongest. So people will say, no, it's Tapia. Okay.
But based on what?
Based on the match score. I will tell you, rating system WPPR looks at the player and who the player playing with, and you're playing against who. It looks at the score difference, who won, who lost, the difference in the level between each team, to give you a rating impact up or down, so that to know who is the strongest player in the tournament.
That'd be amazing to see the Premier Paddle players.
Yeah, like for me, that's how you have to think big. You have to put a big goal so that this is my goal. This is the biggest goal you can ever have. Put it, but don't put some unrealistic stuff. Put something like you can actually have it. Like if you have everything around you, you can actually reach this. Put this goal. And then for everything I'm doing right now, I'm putting it, so how can I reach that goal? For example, I have to make this, if my goal was to make business or revenues or profits from this, from the local market, then I will start getting fee from it right now. So, because that's my goal, but that's not my goal. My goal is to have it there. It's to have my WPPR logo in the final Premier Padel. It will be under it. It will be in the TV under. So you can see it all the time next to Qatar Airways.
Amazing.
Yeah, this is my goal. This is how it will be.
And I think what you mentioned earlier also is very important, is that when you launch this first version, how important it is that people do give you their feedback. Like, you know this isn't a perfectly finished product yet.
Okay.
And you're patient and you're willing to work on it, and you want the feedback from people, right? You want them to tell you what they think is the challenges with it, right?
Yes. Well, that's something if it's my first company, WeCourts, it will not be like this. I will be focusing so much to make a perfect product, bug-free, issues-free, to make sure it's complete, and then go live with it.
Yeah.
And then it will fail big time. Because if you think or you work to make a perfect first launch, then you launch too late. You have to go live with your idea as fast as possible to get feedback. With ShortPoint, I wasted 2 years of time and money on doing this. I was focused so much on making a perfect first launch. And then once we launch the first product, right now that everything we launched, it's in the garbage. All changed because of the feedback from the customers, from the community.
But also with this, I think people like the vulnerability as well. They like feeling a part of something. And
Yes.
the way that you've included a lot of the paddle community in this, everyone feels a little bit invested in your success and in the success of
Yes.
WPPR. It's not a company, right? It's something that's being done for the community. I mean, obviously, yeah, great. In the future, you can monetize it, you make money, great, everyone's happy for you. But the way that you've kind of opened your mind as well to everybody to give you the ideas, give you the feedback, and the way that it'll go for the future, I think that's brilliant.
Well, that's what I'm trying so hard to do. It's still very challenging to do this communication, because the communication is very big part of it. And I'm working so much in the technical part. So I still want to do a lot of stuff in communicating. I just want to finish the first big roadblock for us, is to go live with the player database. So I can start getting more feedback from everyone. And then when we launch the rating impact, I can't wait to launch it so that I can get more feedback.
Yeah.
So that's what we are doing right now. And it's a community project at the end.
Yeah.
I believe this project will succeed if players see the value from it and they like it. And if clubs see also the value, it will grow by itself.
And how do you balance the rating of men and women?
Yeah, that's a good question. The system doesn't look at the gender, age, or location. It looks at what is the match you're playing.
Okay.
But there are some matches we don't enter the system for rating impact. Student and the coach, it's just a match we record, but there is no rating impact for anyone. If you play a tournament with a partner that is higher than your level by 2 categories, we call this team unbalanced team. So we don't know what happened in the match.
Okay.
They might freeze your partner. I don't know. So we skip this match. Another match we skip is the mixed double. Even if you will tell me, like, you brought Alejandra Salazar to play with you, it's a mixed double tournament. We record the match, but we don't do any rating impact. So having that being said, it's easy for us to give rating to women and men, easy.
So it's on the same rating?
Yes.
Okay.
For example, you have players like Alia Tahir. Maybe you don't hear his name, but she grows so well in Padel. She's a C+ player. She's a C+ in the C+ category.
Yeah, she's a very good player.
Yeah, she can actually compete in the C+ tournaments, even if there are men in it. So you are a C+ player, regardless of if your category is.
But then if she competes in that tournament with a male partner, wouldn't that be considered mixed doubles?
No, yes, it will be considered mixed doubles.
So
So
then
it will not have a rating impact.
Right.
That's the only thing. It will be recorded. She's allowed to play C+. But in women tournaments, if the women tournament is C tournament, she's not allowed to. She cannot play it.
Okay.
Because her level is C+. So I think slowly, once we launch it, and then you start seeing the female and male rating is not the biggest problem. The biggest problem we have today, challenge, is the difference between the level from Dubai and Abu Dhabi. So it's bigger problem because Padel started in Dubai more than before Abu Dhabi. So Abu Dhabi is growing in the Padel. But right now in Abu Dhabi, the players who are in C plus level in Abu Dhabi, they are C level in Dubai. So the letters makes problems for us. So
But why did you go with letters and not numbers?
we didn't go with that, but that's what the community is using.
Yeah, we did the same thing here.
Yes, so the community is using letters. We will use letters plus the number. So we have a number. WPPR is a number, is a scale from 1 to 9. So in UAE, we reach 6.5. That's
Who's
Sergio
6.5?
Ricardo.
Sergio, yeah.
He's the top.
I thought you were going to say it was me.
You're above this. So we try to put you in a side, you know? But he's above because of his results in the worldwide tournaments. So, and the number, but trying to solve this by getting more results from Abu Dhabi organizers, Padel Mania, Padel Plus, UEPA sending us results from Abu Dhabi tournaments, Padel Kingdom, these are top clubs sending us results from Abu Dhabi. It's something very helpful. So after we launch the system, this is a challenge. I hope like we will fix it. We will reduce the gap between Dubai and Abu Dhabi because the letters make problems. I'm also including players in Jordan. So now we have rated the players in Jordan C plus C, and they are C plus C in UAE.
Okay.
So because I am trying also to make the same rating system works in different countries.
Yeah, I mean, globalizing, that is very, very difficult, right? Because the levels are so different.
Because of the letter.
But even, like you mentioned, you went to Spain, right? 4 years ago.
Yeah, but that's because of the self-questionnaire they asked me. That's why the difference is the difference. If there is no self-questionnaire, if I went to Spain, my level should be 3. If it was based on, if, for example, let's say when I went to Spain, there was a WPPR. So how it should work? I will go, it will tell me to play a tournaments, you have to have a WPPR rating.
Okay.
How can I get rated? You go play rating events or you play matches with players with rating. So I go play a match, 2, 3, and then I have a rating. Khalas, it's clear. My rating is 3 or 4 because of the matches I played.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It doesn't have to be accurate, but at least I have an
initial rating. Yeah, it gets you on the ladder of initial stepping stone.
Exactly. Yeah. And then I go play a tournament. And in the tournament, my level will be adjusted even more.
So, I mean, let's say I'm a C-level player and I play a lot of tournaments. I feel like I'm progressing and I feel like I should be in the higher category. How does it change in WPPR?
That's a very good question. So if you're playing the tournaments and you are now want to improve your rating, you want to see like how you are growing, you want to play a higher level tournaments. To go play a higher level tournament, don't go and find a higher level player. Find a player similar to your level, maximum above your category by 1, maximum. And then go to play a high level tournament and win. Every match matter, every score, every point matter. And then when you beat a team stronger than you, your rating will go up. So there is a calculation for it. I will make sure it's clear to everyone. We will announce, like we will make it available to the public. But for example, C plus category, it's 4. The number is 4. That's the middle number. And you will get rated players in C plus from 3.700 up to 4.300. So you see 4 is here and you get all of this range. So the maximum change in points in a match is 0.1. That's the maximum change in your rating is 0.1.
So if you beat someone's way above you, you're just going to go up by 0.1.
Yes, that's the maximum. And that's the maximum of level you can go down.
Okay.
So if you are playing an open C or a C plus C tournaments and you are winning, your level will go up, but you're going to a C tournament, it's your tournament, it's your level, and you're winning, your level will not go 0.1.
Yeah.
It will go up, but not 0.1.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's where it brings in the importance of that initial level, right?
Yes, big time.
Yeah.
And then the organizer, anyways, accepting players in a tournament is not WPPR thing. It's an organizer decision.
Yeah.
Organizer can organize whatever tournaments they want. The only thing, they have to be transparent in the poster and in the flyer. When they say this is a tournament, C-level tournament, any player above C will be disqualified. I cannot go to the tournament and I see there are C+ players playing. This cannot happen. You can say C+ players can play only with C- players. Okay, no problem. But it has to be clear in the poster, in the tournament.
Yeah, and that's only possible if you do have a rating where you can check the players, because then, like as we
Exactly.
said at the beginning, otherwise it's very much a subjective decision.
Yes, so that's what we are trying to do. We'll launch the WPPR system. You have all the players, all their level, and then organizers can organize whatever tournaments they want. They can organize a tournament to say this is a tournament will not have a rating impact, only social play.
Yeah.
This will have a rating impact.
So with all the experience that you've gathered over obviously these past years, months, especially the first few months you've been focused on WPPR, if you could give some advice to clubs and organizers, how can they organize fair tournaments?
So number one is to be, even without launching a player database, to be very clear in the poster. When they say like this is a C tournament or C+, they cannot allow players above the category to play this tournament. The more information you have about the acceptance criteria on the players, the better. Another thing, remove the word, don't use open C, open B, because right now, the level difference between C-, C+, C+ is massive. Open C is just a massive category of players because Padel grows so much. Now you have a lot, thousands of players in this. So Open C is a very, not a good balanced
I mean, you only end up with the stronger players. A couple of weaker players join, they get
Yes.
annihilated and they hate it.
Another thing, it's not fun all the time to make one category tournament, like C+ only or C only. It's nice to have also tournaments that you mix two levels together. But to mix two levels together, don't allow, like for example, C+ B-. Don't allow two B players to play together because they will have advantage over all. If you have a C+ B-, make sure that the team should be mixed between these two. You will have a lot of surprises in the tournament.
But
how can you do it without having a system? I understand.
Yeah.
That's why I want to launch this system fast, because it will give the organizers the flexibility to do this.
Because at the end of the day,
Right
it's never going to be fair. There's always going to be stronger teams and weaker teams in every tournament, right?
Whatever you're trying to do alone, without a unified rating system, you cannot do these things.
Yeah.
It's difficult because you will have even players you don't know. You don't know who are these players.
It's true. You often have people coming from abroad.
That's why having the rating system, it will make Padel and tournaments and events more fair and effortlessly organized by clubs and organizers, and remove the complaints from everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree 100% with you that like this solution is going to be excellent. I look forward to being launched. Hopefully by the time we release this, it will be live. And obviously I will link it down wherever I'm linking it for people to click on it and see it, because we want to see it.
Yes.
And obviously, like these past 5 years has been amazing for Padel in the UAE, in the GCC.
Yes.
Now we're seeing it start to spread out into the rest of the countries. Jordan, for example, for you. It's also growing. Lebanon, Egypt, amazing players in Egypt. What do you think the next 5 years hold for Padel in this part of the world?
Well, I think like it will keep growing. You will have more clubs open, more tournaments, maybe more players get into the game. But I believe if a change must happen now to make it grow even more. And when we talk about growth, there are two things we look at. Are we looking at the number of players playing the tournaments, or sorry, not the tournament, the number of Padel players, or the number of courts, or the level of Padel? So there are three things looking at in growth. So if we're looking at growth in Padel clubs and courts, this is growing. Whether it's clubs will become more successful or no, but this will keep happening because there are more players playing. But what I can see the problem is with the level of Padel, the players. if it stays like this, without a change, growth in the skills of Padel players in GCC is based on the individual performance only. It's based on what I put goals for myself, what I put program for myself, the efforts I put as alone, as an individual. There is nothing in the community that helps grow the skills of players.
Yeah.
And the first thing I look at is tournaments. The more you have a more fair and balanced tournaments, the better players can track their progress and to have a motivation to go and compete. Because if I want to win a tournament, I have to go and train. Another thing, reduce the gap between countries by having a global tournaments. Like tournaments, I can compete in many countries. Players can compete in wherever they are living, and they can see their results in the whole GCC countries. This can happen also if you have a global or a rating system, a platform to show the results of players everywhere, regardless of their location. So I truly believe that the competition part, having a calendar for the whole year for the big tournaments, that will say players can look at there is a tournament in end of the year. I want to win or I want to have a good results in that tournament. So I will go practice. Right now on WeCourts, we don't have a calendar of tournaments. It used to have before when we had 2 big tours in UAE. You have a calendar there. You feel players are preparing for the upcoming challenger.
Yeah, it's true. You're getting points for each event.
Yes, because it's a tournament. I want to go play because it will give me points. You have UEPA tournaments as well that I want to go and play to get the points. But the more tournaments like this way, calendar will be filled with some of the big tournaments. It will help definitely give motivation to people to train and to train hard and to prepare for these tournaments. But if the tournament is not fair, people will not be motivated to train because what's the point? But once we make sure that the tournaments are fair, and there are tournaments throughout the year, it will help players to train hard and work more.
When do you think we'll get to this point?
Yeah, once we have this rating system, this is not about promoting the rating system I'm working on. Forget about it. It's just to have a place to have a rating.
No, I mean, obviously we're talking about WPPR, but I agree this is a healthy, healthy progression.
Because once you have that, you will remove the doubt from players like, I will not go this because I will be humiliated. It's not. You remove this completely. Khalas, the tournaments is fair, it's clear, where is it? And then we have a big tours. There are already a club, they will announce a big tour in September. It's a very big tour for the whole year.
Amazing.
Yeah, this is good. And so we will see this coming back. And they will use the rating system to make sure that only the verified and rated players will play their categories.
Yeah.
So this is good. Another thing, to have also tournaments for the under 18. So in WeCourts, we see very low number of tournaments for under 18. And under 18 now, they can fill up a tournament. They can fill tournaments easily. There are a lot of kids playing Padel. So I think in WeCourts, in the players, we will put a category called under 18, so we can show the organizers how many under 18 players are there.
Yeah, we're actually hosting the UAPA under 18, I think, in December.
Yes, this is one, and also we have another one for, I think, in November for UAPA.
I'm excited to see that, to be honest, because, I mean, obviously now the sport is maturing, and we're seeing a lot more younger players participating, and they're good. Like, it's not like before where everyone just can barely hit the ball. The level is competitive.
It's very good. And I can see the UAE national team player under 18. They play all the big tournaments. They are playing tournaments all the time. They are playing the tournaments, and it's difficult tournaments, but you see them. They want to play, they want to grow, they want to improve. So to give them also a platform to have more tournaments for them is good. And I think I want to show the organizers that the tournaments will fill up. The last UEPA tournament for under 18, it filled up with so many players. I think 32.
Really?
Yes.
Because honestly, I had my doubts when we were announced as the host of the under 18s. I was like, I'm not sure if this tournament's really going to fill.
That's what I want to do. I want to make a category only to see to show the organizers how many players there. So once we launch the WPPR, I will encourage all these young people and parents, I don't know, to have their kids create their profile.
Yeah.
So that we can show that a lot of people on WeCourts, they ask us, when is the upcoming under 18 juniors tournaments happening? It's one of the top questions we get on WeCourts, asking about the upcoming under 18.
Do you have plans for like a WeCourts tour, like WeCourts tournaments, or are you?
That's definitely something we will do with other organizers, because organizing tournaments is something so big. It's something I don't have experience with.
And you need the venue as well, I guess. So.
Yes, so I prefer to work with Padel Art, we can discuss, work with other organizers, so they will organize the tournament.
Yeah.
With,
I mean, even us as a host, to be honest, like, as a club, Padel Art, most of the tournaments that happen here are run by external organizers.
Yes.
Because, I mean, like you said, it's difficult to run a tournament. You need the database, you need the manpower, you need the time. Like, so we're happy, obviously, we give out the courts to other organizers. It is literally a speciality to organize tournaments.
Yes. There are like people, they do full-time this job. It's not easy at all. And they have a problem of getting a problem with verifying players and disqualifying players. So for them to say like we are using only WPPR as a rating, they will remove a massive headache.
True, yeah.
Massive headache. Also the matchmaking, this should help a lot. You can now say like as a club, we will use WPPR to rate players. That's it. So you have a WhatsApp group called C+ players or WhatsApp group called B+. Only B+ players on WPPR can be in this group. So you will not have anything personal if you remove someone from a group, put them in another group.
Because I always look like the bad guy now. Because obviously sometimes people are not the level that they were or they were assessed.
And that's why you put your level C in Padel Art. You reduce your level.
Well, I do that so I can open matches to other levels and people can join it and this kind of thing.
So it's good. But that's the thing. Like when you have beginners, it's a journey in Padel. People think like B players or B+ or B players, they don't want to play with C players because they show off or they think that they have an ego. It's not like that. It's a journey in Padel. When you're a beginner, you just want to hit the ball, pass the net. That's your goal.
Yeah.
And then you start improving. You start improving. You want to have longer rallies to enjoy. So you go to start doing the intermediate. In the intermediate, it's about longer rallies to get into the shots in Padel, like using the lob, using the smash only when you need to do the smash, using the bandeja, not attacking all the shots from the back. So this is still intermediate. But once you start playing Padel, the level of, you know all the skills in Padel, you know all the shots, you are not mastered any of them, but you know them all. So now you want to play them. So you go to the intermediate, advanced player, intermediate level, so you can practice these shots. And now when you are mastered all of these shots already, you know how to do the bandeja, the vibora, the rolo, you know how to defend, backlash, like hundreds of skills. Now you want to play a match with the players who can do these things with you so you can enjoy. So it's not about ego or I don't want to play low level. It's about you want to enjoy because you know these shots. So that's the journey. That's the difficulty in matchmaking.
It is. It's huge. The issue we find is everybody wants to play with people of their level and higher, which is fair enough. You're paying money to play. Not a lot of people want to play with players that are lower than them. But mathematically, you can't have three players better than you every time you play, right? There has to be some
That's
balance.
why once you have the rating, the match will be balanced if the average level in every team is balanced. It's like this team is this team, the level difference in all is not, the system we are doing, it can say that this match is balanced or no. It has some algorithm, it will tell you this match is balanced or no. So at least and also something very challenging in Padel, when people start playing, they can see that they can return all the ball. They have no idea what is bandeja, what is vibora. They don't know these shots. They just think like Padel, oh, I am able to play, I'm able to return the ball. So then you say like, wow, I am very good. And then you go play a beginner's tournament and then you win it and you say, okay, khalas, I'm done. Show me, where is Abdullah, Faris Janahi, let me play them. And then you think like, now you should be moved to play with these players. And then you get to know like, oh my God, what are these shots? What's happening here? So that's the beauty of Padel. It's easy to start playing. It's so difficult to improve. It's incredibly difficult. You have to have the physical part, mental part, strategy, technique, everything.
It is an endless journey, like you
Yes,
said,
it's
and
so
the
difficult.
journey for paddle here is amazing. When do you think we'll see a GCC national qualify for the main draw of a Premier Paddle tournament?
Well,
I'm not talking about wildcards. I'm talking about actively qualify or be seeded high enough to participate in that
can
event.
we, instead of saying GCC, say Arab World better?
Yeah, sure.
Because we have a player called Yusuf Hussam.
True.
Okay, the most beautiful profile we have in WPPR is for this guy, Yusuf Hussam. I was surprised because we are looking also FIP tournaments that play in here. He has some crazy record right now. This guy started with playing local tournaments in WPPR. Just once we launch it, go to Yusuf Hussam. You will see, go to the bottom of his profile. You will see some local tournaments, go up, FIP promotion, not reaching a quarterfinal, like losing in early stages. And then another FIP tournament, also get lost in the I think quarterfinals. And then the last three FIP Rise tournament, won. So, and also a lot of tournaments like WPA tournament. He beat Nacho and his partner in the final.
It's amazing.
How can you beat like, I mean, I understand it's one match. Of course, you cannot say Yusuf Hussam is better than Nacho.
I mean, Nacho is number 20 in the world. That's
It's not like this.
amazing result,
Because
no matter what.
it's a team competition.
And he was playing with who?
Who?
Your was playing with who?
Hussam was playing with Julian. Also a very strong partner. But at the end, the game is a team sport. It's not one, right? But to show this record, this a guy, he has, if he continue like this, I can see that he can be on the world ranking soon. This player. And then if I look at in GCC, let's look how Yusuf Hussam reached this level. So what things he has that we don't have or is not here. So this is what you look at. I see players like Abdullah. He can reach this level. I can see this because Young started and I just played him a couple of days ago. And I don't want to play him again.
I remember the first time I played against him, it was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is easy. I'm so good at this sport. And I have not progressed in 3 years. And he's progressed at a level which is incredible. And now he's playing at an amazing level, which is great to see. Like the work that they're actually putting into the game.
Yeah, and it's not just playing shots. There are 4 elements. You must grow in all of them. The technique of how to do the shots. Okay, no problem. The strategy, where to put the ball, how to handle all the situations in the court. The mental part is something more important than everything in the match. And the physical part, how strong you are in the match. So Yusuf Hussam, like, has all the elements, and also when you see how he go to the tournament or I want to play, serious face, serious attitude, focused. Abdullah, same thing. Faris Al-Janahi, these players, Danube, this also here, this guy, Dane, he's improving so well, so much, so fast, he's improving and growing in the sport. He has also the similarity in this charisma or this character of successful athlete. It has all of this. He doesn't have the best defense, for example, but he has he's growing in the 4 elements.
What would you say is your biggest weakness as a player?
Me? That I think my stamina and the mental part, maybe. A lot of stuff, anyways. Because I wish I started playing sports from young age. For me, padel, it was when I started like in 2019, it was my first sport activity in my life. So I didn't have a big, I was not raised in an athletic environment or something. And I'm 40 years old now, so.
You still look good.
No, it's the only thing I regret getting old is that I wish I started playing padel early age.
I mean, you say that, but I started competing in sports when I was about 7 years old in tennis. And I envy you because you're 40 years old and you still have a passion to compete, a passion for tournaments, a passion to win. I've lost it. You know, I had that when I was a kid, but I can't find that passion, that hunger. Like, I mean, you've played tournaments with me. I'm not a competitive person. I don't have that drive, that hunger anymore. And I envy you to still have that. So it's not a bad thing that you kind of got competitive at a later age.
Yes, but still, like, I cannot, no matter what I will do in my life, I will never ever reach a level of Dane or Abdullah or Faris, or it's impossible. There is no way. I have to. I'm telling you this, and back at my head, I'm saying like, oh no, 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 no. I have to accept that there is a limit, and I cannot do this. And it's very difficult, by the way, especially in this game, because you want to win, to win, to win. But that should not be. You should relax a little bit. Put a realistic expectation. Actually, my wife helped me to change this mindset because it was giving me a lot of depression when I go and keep losing matches, keep losing tournaments. And then even in a friendly match, I'm a player you don't want to play with me because I can lose it mentally. I will get frustrated. I will get angry. So who want to play with me anymore? People
I
want
think
to go.
becoming a father has changed you a lot in that regard as well.
Yes, this is a big thing. And also changing controlling my emotions, big time. Trying to stay calm, stay focused. It's very big thing. Right now, I am so much calm than before, but still I broke 2 rackets. I regret this year, but it will never happen again. I promise everyone I'll never do this. But what I'm trying now to do, I'm trying to make an example for Amiro, my little boy. So I want him to achieve what I couldn't and I will not be able to achieve. I want to achieve it from with my son. Whether he likes padel or likes anything else, but he has to be raised in a sport environment. So he can actually have a sport as a hobby, something he can play, compete from young age.
It is a great thing to have as a kid, a sport, and it grounds
100%.
you and obviously keeps you active. It allows you to meet people.
Away from the iPad.
Exactly. I mean, that's a huge issue. I mean, I have a 4-year-old daughter, and I see obviously her generation of the
Yes.
level of connectivity to phones.
Absolutely.
I mean, technology is a huge part of our lives today. I mean, look, we're recording a podcast on a phone, etc. WPPR, it's tech-based. It's a huge part of the future, but we need to also make sure that our kids aren't just
Yes.
connected all the time.
Like, for example, smoking. I don't want my kid to smoke, but I cannot force my kid not to smoke, right? He might do anything behind my back to smoke. But if I get him into sport from young age, he will not want to smoke because he will see that it's bad for his goals and bad for what he want to achieve. iPad is bad for him to look at all the time. But if he has a match today, he doesn't have time to look at the iPad. If he has a training at 4, okay, let him check iPad for half an hour, but he will not be looked on iPad 24 hours or the whole day.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to minimize the risks of him getting off the line by giving him a big motivation. So I think that's how it should be.
I agree with you.
And then he will decide. But for me to force him to do everything, because I was doing everything my family want me not to do. I was doing everything.
It's true. The more you try and push in one direction, as a kid, you tend to push in the opposite
Yes.
direction. So you can encourage, you can inspire, you can do all these
I'm
things.
surprised like I'm not a serial killer because I should have been a serial killer after what I did.
I'm glad you're not. I'm
But
glad
I'm
you're
not.
focusing on improving the world of paddle for everybody.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to go back on, that you want to discuss, that you want to talk more about?
We covered a lot of stuff.
So we've been talking for like an hour and a half almost.
Yeah, I was talking. I forgot the interview. I'm talking to
Exactly.
you.
I mean, we talk as friends, right? I mean,
Yeah.
this is the whole point of it.
Actually, I wanted to say, like, because the biggest thing, like, for me to look for a hobby, anyways, is because of the success I made with short point, that I was only working on short point on my company. And when I reached all my goals, everything I dreamed of in life, I reached it. That moment, I got burned out, big time. The whole world just collapsed in me. I entered into deep depression and anxiety disorder, panic attacks. I was handling, I couldn't believe it, what was happening to me. That I reached it when I reached all my goals.
So you reached all your goals, and then
Everything.
all the shit happened.
And I will tell you, like, it reached even like when I was like in the laptop in the New Year's Eve, I was still working. And I was waiting for the time to reach midnight to see what are the numbers we reached by the end of the year. And I see like we exceeded everything. And I had everything I dreamed of there in front of me, everything. There is nothing else. There's nothing else I wanted to do to be more. And then I celebrated for 5 seconds. And then the thought came to my mind, how can I keep growing now, next year? I'm so tired. What should I do? You understand? I felt like I need to continue going up, but I'm exhausted. How can I make it happen?
And you'd already reached all the goals that you'd set.
Yes, but then I need to keep growing the company. I need to keep growing the records. I need to keep do more.
You?
But I'm
Do
so
you need
tired. Oh, that's the thing. I have to. But then I'm so tired at that time. That when it hit me big time. That where is the motivation anymore? I don't want to open. I couldn't open the laptop. I couldn't focus on anything. I lost it. It's just burned out. There is no motivation at all in life, zero. My motivation was sales records, finishing tasks, completing the projects. That was my daily motivation, my daily dose of motivation.
And it gets lonely as well, right?
And I was also alone. I was not married, and away from family. There no motivation in life anymore. خلاص. That's it. No hobby, no sports. There is no way for me to get out of that mood. There is no nature. There is nothing. I just got burned out big time. So, and after like suffering from it for a year, maybe my mother actually told me like, what hobby you have? And I couldn't answer. I didn't know what does it mean, hobby.
Yeah.
And then I started trying stuff, but there was nothing helped me to calm my mind. It was big time, big thing for me. But then when I started playing Padel, it helped me a little bit, slowly get off that mood. And it helped me big time. I remember many times I was playing Padel. In the game I was playing, my mind was not in the game. My mind was in have a depression episode or some panic attacks before serving. And I was having an Oscar on acting that I'm okay. And but literally, I remember many times I'm delaying the serve because I just want to finish the panic attack in the court.
Do you still have these panic attacks?
No, it's I had like I call like 3 months ago. I can actually say like 3 months ago, I'm done of this completely. I passed that journey. It took me like 3 years to get out of it, but I'm a better person. Everything, it's an amazing journey that happens to me, but it's all finished, like all gone. It's from the past. I'm actually talking about it like as it's nothing.
I mean, it's interesting you bring this up because when I started really getting into paddle, it was about 3-4 years ago. I'd actually been clinically diagnosed with depression and anxiety. And
what is that?
I'd been clinically diagnosed with depression and anxiety.
You also?
Yeah. Clearly, paddle is a sport for the depressed. And I was on medication and nothing gave me joy. I was going through my second divorce. I just had a baby. Like, it was ugly. I was in debt, hundreds of thousands of dirhams. And I was trying to remember, like, something that brings me joy. What makes me happy? What made me happy as a child? How can I find something to put a smile on my face for 5 seconds? And as a kid, that was tennis. So I thought to myself, I need to do something that's going to bring me some of my childhood happiness. And I was trying to quit smoking as well at the same time. There's a lot of things going on. And I went to a golf course to hit balls at a driving range. And just to clear the frustration, I didn't even play golf. I was terrible at golf. And I was hitting these balls. And it was actually Hakan was there at the same time as me. And I hadn't seen him in about 2 years. I was like, oh, Max, how are you? We're playing paddle tomorrow. Do you want to come with us? Do you want to come and play paddle? And we played a while back. And I was like, you know what? Why not? Maybe this is my chance to get back into racket sports. And from that day forward, I started playing paddle, and it gave me some joy. And that really helped me get out of this. I mean, obviously, it doesn't cure everything. There's many other things.
No, it's not
But
the first time.
Yeah, it gave a drive to something. There was some enjoyment in my life again. And so I do owe that to paddle and to Hakan.
I do. For me, first my wife. No, but that's true. Like when I met her, it filled a massive gap in my life. So I have someone to talk to. And the hobby thing, it was very good, because when I have a match, when I wake up in the morning, especially in the morning was the most difficult times for me, because once I opened opening my eyes, it was like panic from the moment I opened my eyes. But then the things like the self-talk, it was about match today. Let me just play the match today. Like it was like helping me big time to get over these things. And it helped. Yeah, I can say like it helped me a lot. As you said, it will not remove it, but it actually gives you a way to go and to actually go and get out of
like
the bit.
It's kind of like the whole snowball effect, isn't it, right? You get some ball rolling, literally.
Yes.
Of some form of enjoyment, and it helps you build on that with healthier habits and, changing your mindset a little bit, the physical, the endorphins, all that kind of stuff. And it really does help you. So if maybe there's someone listening who's suffering from these things, from the panic attacks and all this kind of thing, what would you say to them? How can they take a step in the right direction?
Well, that's a big topic. It's a big topic.
I mean, I doubt someone came to the Max Plays Paddle podcast to
look
find for self-help, but you never know. There could be someone.
Oh, yes. Well, number one, which I help people, that when you get like, let's say the first your panic attack, or you experience this kind of whatever emotions you are feeling you never felt before, it will feel at that time that it's the end of the world. It's the most difficult experience human can go through. There's nothing more difficult than this. But it's the easiest to cure, because you don't need to do anything. You just need to live it. You just need to accept more. What I did is I was fighting it. I was trying to fix the problem. I was trying to find what's wrong with me so I can eliminate this completely from my life. So you get into the loop. But the more I started accepting that my body just got burned out, these emotions, it's normal. This panic is normal. It's part of me as a human. I should feel this panic. But my body, my nervous system is right now is sensitive. Is something wrong with it. So I just need to help myself heal by accepting that this is how I feel. Definitely medication also helped me deal with this kind of extreme symptoms. I should have consulted also doctors from the beginning. I waited so long. I waited for 2 years, suffering by myself, before I asked someone for help. Because in our culture, asking for someone for help in this situation, it means I'm crazy, I will kill myself, or I will kill others. So I don't want to have this shame. And I'm so terrified that this kind of emotions I'm having, or this experience, it means I will die. Like, it's like this.
So you were suppressing it and making it worse, basically?
Yes, it was like fighting it internally, trying to overcome this by myself without asking for any sort of help. Going to Google, which is the worst thing to do.
It's true.
Is the worst thing to do. If you go to Google, put like, I have a fever, the first thing you will get, you have AIDS tomorrow.
You have 6 minutes to live.
Yes, that's it. It's like, it's not like this. And imagine you are putting the symptoms you're feeling. You're putting like, I'm having this feeling of fear, or for no reason. The first result in Google will tell you like you will kill yourself tomorrow. It's like this.
It's true.
So I was living in this for like almost 2 years. Before I got the courage to at least educating myself what's happening here. So the more knowledge I'm having, the easier it becomes. The more professionals I'm talking to, the easier it becomes for me. And it becomes from fighting or fighting to fix a problem to understanding myself more and what's happening and try to live it and accept it. The more I start accepting it, the easier it becomes. Now, when I tell you like I overcome this, it doesn't mean like I don't have the same thoughts. I don't have sometimes the same fears happening. No, they come, they keep coming. I have the same fears, they keep coming because let's say today me and you are here. Someone opened the club with a gun and shoot us. We survived that day, right? Now, tomorrow, if someone will open the door again, you will have the same fear. Like you will have the same episode coming to you. Someone might come to hit you with the gun. So it's normal now, sitting in a club, to someone open the door for you to have this kind of feelings coming up again. It's normal. But when you tell someone who never had this experience, he will tell you, what are you talking about? Right? So now I have this experience. I have it before. So I know these kind of thoughts that it can get me fear, it can get me stuff. So I might handle them different than others, but I accept them. This is how I live by them. So there's no problem. So it's become easier the more I accept. There is a term for it called radical acceptance. You accept radically these things, it will help your body heal, and you should have it like expect like it can come again. But
yeah, so basically it's not gone, you're just handling it better.
Yes, and it's comes so easy.
That's great. That's amazing.
And it's an amazing experience because I help many people in my company, in my team, because I start talking more with the team about it, and then I noticed like the more I talked about it, they know that I had these things. People come to me when they have this feeling, and then I see a message in Slack, or I don't know, I'm not able to work today, or something. I cannot tell you, but I feel something is wrong. So I tell the person, can we talk? And then I see the person, I see how he talks. I know that something is wrong. And then they open up for me, and I help by telling them these things, by telling them that everything is okay, explaining what does this feeling you're going through, what does it mean?
I mean, just hearing from someone who's had it, and you're not the only one. In these situations, often you feel alone, you feel like it's only you.
Yes.
But it's actually more common than we talk about. And as you say, there is a stigma around discussing these kind of issues of mental health and things in the,
a lot of people I know, and I'm so happy that every time I talk to people just by talking, hearing someone talking about it and showing them that it's normal.
Yeah.
Telling them that it's the most difficult thing they are experiencing, but it's the easiest because there is nothing to fix.
Just acceptance is sometimes the way to go.
And then not a problem to go to a doctor. What's the problem? Go to the doctor. I mean, there is no problem. Of course, there's another thing like go do meditation, go do yoga. This is something completely different. This is a lifestyle. But for me, the self-help books, I don't know, this something didn't help. I did everything. I did the magnetic field meditation. I went to Bali, went crazy for 2 months, doing everything you can think about. Maybe it was part of the journey, but it's not what you did. It's very simpler than this.
Yeah.
Magnetic field meditation.
I'd have to give that one a try next time. Is there any closing notes that you would like to share with the people who've been listening to this for, I think, about an hour and a half now, at least?
Anything. Well, that's a big, deep topic we finished.
It's true. I mean, I think it's nice to, go into a little bit of a deeper topic.
Good.
I think it's very interesting. Because obviously, like I said to you before we started recording the episode, it's about paddle, but more importantly, it's about the people of paddle.
Yes. And the more even this topic, when I talk about it, I hear like everyone is saying like, me too, me too, me too. I don't know. It's very big.
Yeah. But we can leave it at that for this time, and I'm sure you'll be back. We'll do another episode together in the near future once WPPR is up and running.
Absolutely. Now the biggest thing is to launch this system. First, the player search database, and everyone will go see their profile, report issues, complain. The idea of it to receive complaints, but in a nice way. like,
Of course.
like in a nice way.
Constructive
Don't-
feedback.
Yeah, you can say bad words, but in your language, so I will not understand.
Sami, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure having you with me. I look forward
Thank
to
you.
obviously seeing WPPR go live and seeing it grow in the years to come, and obviously having you back on the podcast very, very soon.
And I can't wait to see also the other interviews we will make with other people.
Hopefully they'll be as good as this one.